Hey guys, how's it going? It is Eve, and today we are going to be doing some moon mining. So just a little disclaimer for the beginning part of this video. As of right now, you are unable to moon mine in 0.5 in HiSec and in wormhole space. However, this is subject to change in a later date, where you will be able to moon mine in HiSec 0.5 and in wormhole space. Moon mining in wormhole space or in HiSec will only result in a asteroid belt as of right now, and possibly no moon goo at any point. But this is all subject to change. This was only brought up at eVegas, so we are still a couple months away from actually having a actual definite of what we're going to be getting with moon mining in wormhole and in HiSec. So without further ado, we are going to go ahead and talk about moon mining. So like previously, moon mining is only available from -1 all the way up to 0.4, with the exception of later dates being up to 0.5 and in wormhole space. But as of right now, -1 to 0.4, so null sec into low sec. So just like with the previous video, you are only able to put up a refinery, is what you're going to be needing around a moon. You can only have one refinery around any given moon at any given time. So that being said, if there is a refinery already in the system and in the moon that you want, well, you have to clear it in order to be able to put up your own. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and talk about what you need. So I'm not going to be going into too much detail about putting up defenses and stuff like that. I'm just going to do strictly moon mining. So for this video, we are going to be launching the Tatara refinery. This is the large refinery. Here it is. You don't really need any skills in order to anchor it, unlike POS moon mining. You just basically need the right ship in order to anchor it. Due to its size, we are going to be using the Charon, which is a pretty slow ship, but it balances out with all the things that we need. Next up, you need something called the stand-up moon. The stand-up moon drill. This is just like the moon harvester, but instead it is fitted onto a refinery that will then shoot it and start extracting the moon chunk. And of course, you do need some type of fuel. We're going to be using 50,000 hydrogen fuel blocks, and that's that. You can really use any type of fuel block you want, whatever's available. You can mix and match, they will all work. So now that we have what we need out of the way, just make sure that you have the moon you want scanned down and checked for if it's profitable to put in a refinery or not. I do have a video of moon scanning on my channel, so if you want, you can go ahead and take a look at that. And make sure you find the exact moon you want, as unanchoring and anchoring these refineries, depending on where you are in space, can take a really long time or a really short time. So we're going to go ahead and actually undock here, and we are going to go ahead and anchor the Tatara. So now that you are ready to go and you are ready to anchor your refinery and get ready for moon mining, there's a new little addition that you have to keep in mind that's different than anchoring a starbase. So if you were to anchor a POS, you are just going to basically warp to the moon, launch for corporation, and boom, your starbase is anchoring away. For refineries, it is slightly different. Unlike engineering complexes and citadels like you see behind me actually, you can anchor those anywhere. However, for refineries, yes, you can anchor them anywhere, in terms of if you just don't want to have it around a moon, which I don't really see the point of not doing. But in order to put this around a moon, you need to actually go to the moon you want. So here we are, planets. Moons, moon 19 is what we're using. And as you can see, there's warp to 0, warp within. And then at the very bottom, there is mining point. This is where you want to warp to. We're going to go ahead and actually warp to 0 of the mining point. And then you will be able to anchor the refinery around the moon. Do keep in mind that if you are going and scanning the moons right now on Tranquility, looking for a good moon with Technium or something that someone managed to pass, well, I suggest you stop, as if you're watching this video later on, this doesn't apply, but as of right now, before the Blood Life expansion drops, there is currently the old seed in Moon Seed in EVE Online, meaning that if you are, for example, sitting on a Techia moon right now, well, you have Techia, but after the new update, it could mean that you are going to be sitting on, for example, a Caesia moon rather than a Techia moon. The only really way to check if it changed for you, it most likely will have. You will need to rescan the moon and see if it is even good enough to be able to put down the refinery, or it's just unprofitable to do so. So do keep that in mind and make sure you are just looking for a profitable moon in order to do that. Like I said before, HiSec and in wormhole space will only be making normal asteroid belts as of right now, so it doesn't really matter what moon you put it down on. So here we are actually just landed on the moon, and as you can even see right in front of us, right in front of our freighter, is the Upwell moon mining beacon. So basically that pretty much gives it away. You do need to put your refinery around this beacon. It does also need to be pretty close to the moon. So we're going to go ahead and actually, just like with any citadel or engineering complex, right click it and then launch for corporation, and you will be greeted with this. You can see that it does have where your ships will be undocking, so do keep in mind when you are positioning it. It does not need to be positioned in any way, meaning the front doesn't need to face the moon or anything like that. It can be positioned in any way you want, or any orientation that you want, making it most convenient for your corporation or alliance to dock, undock, or even dock and undock to mine the asteroid belt that forms. So for this tutorial, we're not going to be going into too much detail. You can see that there is the big sphere of where we could basically put it up. Anything outside of the sphere is basically a no-go for us. So let's go ahead and just put it way back over here, and let's put the dock facing the moon, and go ahead, position. You do need to give it a name. We're just gonna name this the Tut, and make sure you do also have a profile. This is the same as anchoring any type of citadel or engineering complex. I'm just gonna give it a random, let's go like that, and just some random vulnerability hours. This is singularity, so to me it doesn't really matter, but make sure you are setting up your timers that are good for your corporation and for your line, so that you can easily defend it. So we're going to go ahead and anchor it. So here we are. This is actually anchoring, so it'll be ready in about 24 hours. Once your refinery has anchored, it'll look something like this. This is actually the Anthenor. This is the smaller version of the refinery, but for the tutorial it serves the exact same purpose, just really at the end just a different model with a few different features in terms of traits. But regardless of that, now that your refinery is anchored, go ahead and dock. Make sure that you are the owner, or at least have make sure you are the owner and you have the ability to take control and to refit the refinery in order to make it operational. So this is basically us taking control of it. We're going to go ahead and open its fitting window. Here we are. And what we're going to do is we're going to install the moon drill. This is also a perfect time to go ahead and fit your refinery correctly with some, for example, refinery rigs and just reprocessing rigs and stuff like that. But since we're just going to be talking about moon mining, we're only going to be fitting the moon mining drill. So I already have one, like seen before. This is the stand-up moon drill 1. I'm going to go ahead and fit to active ship. There we go. And it does use 120 units a day for fuel. So we're going to go ahead and just make sure that we have enough fuel. We still have 110,000 fuel blocks, which is more than enough fuel for us. So that is perfect for that. Unlike when you moon mine with a POS, you don't need a silo or anything of those sorts. Basically everything is done now in space, meaning once you actually anchor and you start moon mining and you detonate the moon chunk, you will actually have to mine it using mining barges. So in order to get this moon chunk that I'm talking about, we can go ahead and exit out that, make sure that our moon drill, which is actually located right there now, is online. You can see that it is pointing towards the moon. Now to make sure that it's working, we're going to go ahead and actually click on the icon it has down here. And now it brings up basically what is in this moon. If you've already scanned it before, you know exactly what's in the moon. You can see out here, this is called the output. You can see that this moon will make us roughly 138 million ISK. So it's not too bad. So we're just gonna go ahead and just double check this. This is the hydrocarbons moon, so in theory it's not the best moon to mine. But now this is where the part comes in that basically works for you. You can see here that you have a slider of some sorts. I can make this longer, I can make it shorter. The shorter it is, meaning that the smaller the chunk can be. So the smallest right now looks like about 6 days. I believe so. About a week would be the shortest. I was actually able to knock it down to 48 hours, but I'm not going to be playing too much with it. So long story short, and to do that, you basically set it up as you want. So for example, we're going to set ours to 55 days, which is just shy of basically 2 months of non-stop moon mining. And we're going to go ahead and actually activate it. So this being said, the second I fire it, so basically this thing will be done in about December-ish for moon mining. But we are on singularity rather, and we are going to just kind of cheat our way in order to extract the moon chunk faster. So once you are happy with the extraction period or the transversal period, ours is 55 days, yours can be whatever it is you want, like I said. So we're going to go ahead and just hit start. It's up to you if you want to add it to your calendar. It does help because with really long transversal periods, you do kind of tend to forget about them. So we're happy this moon looks good. It's going to make us about 100, about by looks of it now, because we increased the price. Looks like we're going to be making quite a bit of money. So over 1 billion ISK, which is in a way pretty profitable if we are able to mine everything. So we're going to go ahead and hit start. There we go, the refinery is starting. And we're going to go ahead and just watch it extract. So in 55 days we are going to have our chunk within detonation range, meaning that in 55 days we will be scheduling a strat-op or some type of mining operation in order to get all the ore out of the asteroids that you actually see on screen right now. But how do you get those asteroids around your refinery is another question that we are going to answer. So in order to do that, first off, your chunk has to be within its detonation range. So after the 55 days, for example, your chunk will actually be pretty much right where the asteroids are. But for us, since we are on singularity, we're going to go ahead and actually just put in a command and it moves our chunk for us. So here we are, the chunk is actually within its detonation range. You can actually see some of the asteroids that are bouncing off of the chunk. So that being said, how do you get the asteroids now? The same way you started moon mining is the same way you get those asteroid belts. You gotta click on the stand-up moon drill 1 again. when it's ready to fire. So basically click on that. Here we go. And there you have it, the chunk has been detonated. Now here's a little interesting fact. There are two types of explosions that you can get. The one you saw right now is a orange type of explosion. This is what, according to eVegas, was a normal detonation. Or you can get one where instead of it being an orangey explosion like you just saw, it could be blue. This is what they call the Jackpot Detonation. And this basically means that you have more valuable ores and that the ores just contain more yield and stuff like that. They're just overall better than what it is you would normally have. So that being said, we can go ahead and actually show you what a jackpot ore would actually look like the asteroid itself, comparing it to an actual different ore. When it comes to the jackpot detonations, you're only going to see the difference in the moon mining, the ore in the moon mine, the ore from the mineral of the moon, not the normal ABC type. So here we actually have, here's some pyro. You can see that is basically the normal type of asteroid with a bit of a different texture. Here we have actually what we're actually looking for. This is the normal type of asteroid. This is the type of asteroid that's going to be containing our, I believe these are hydrocarbons in this moon. Actually down here is basically the jackpot ore. You can see that it is different than its normal type. You can see that it's just visibly different. This was just from a previous detonation that resulted in a blue detonation, which is basically the jackpot type. So that is really it. You can see the difference between the two types of ores. You can go back here. Here we go. Here is, once again, the jackpot detonation. You can see how you can see all the minerals, or the mineral rather, inside the asteroid. Or you can see the normal type over here. This is just the normal type of a normal detonation. So now that you've detonated your chunk, the only thing that is left to do is to harvest all the materials, but that is pretty self-explanatory. Get a mining group together, get a fleet together, and go talk about stories, have a few drinks on TeamSpeak, and just have a good old time mining all this stuff that you blew out of the moon. That is it for this video, guys. I hope it was informative, and fly dangerous and happy moon mining. Peace. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. You guys can check out my other previous videos by clicking the two thumbnails on screen right now. And if you've enjoyed this video and would like to see more, go ahead and click on that subscribe button. Fly dangerous. Peace.